To experience LeTourneau is to experience its rich Christian heritage. That was the vision of founder and world-renowned inventor, industrialist R.G. LeTourneau and his beloved wife Evelyn. Though he had given his life to Christ early on, R.G. LeTourneau also heeded the advice that God needs businessmen as much as pastors. He set out to become one of the world's most prolific inventors with almost 300 patents to his name. Together with his wife and the guidance of Christ, he established LeTourneau Technical Institute, a premier university for learning adults.
LeTourneau University has been one of the few universities that has maintained the Christian component, and our employers really appreciate the fact that we try to emphasize the importance of integrity in business dealings and in the classroom and all that we do. And it goes back to the founder, R.G. LeTourneau, who was very, very committed to integrating faith with biblical principles, and our foundation is based on making sure our students understand Christian principles, and integrity is a great part of that.
The reason why I chose LeTourneau for my teaching career was that at LeTourneau we can bring in the Christian perspective. We can introduce, if you will, the Christian values and Christian ethics, and we can weave those into just about every course that we teach here at LeTourneau. All Scripture, did you hear that? All Scripture, every single verse is given by inspiration of God, and it is profitable. And I'll tell you something, what do you think about that word profitable? How many of you love that word?
Well, I personally appreciate the Christian atmosphere here. It's refreshing today that sometimes that's not always the case, and they put God first and they keep that in the forefront as you're learning.
I have been extremely impressed just in the online learning experience of being able to see their commitment to a higher calling and their faith-based commitment, and that is something that the business world, in my opinion, desperately needs today.
Before we get started in our prayer, I would like to mention just one thing, and that is, I think we all realize that God sees all and knows all about our lives. Don't ever feel like you are alone in life.
Each class we begin with a prayer and a short devotional. And it just kind of, especially if you were going in for an exam or whatever, it got your mind back on track because, again, you're working all day. And so then you transition into this student role in the evenings, it can be a tough transition. You still have things on your mind from the day and things that you know you needed to do. And oftentimes wonder, am I prepared to take this class? Am I prepared to take this test? How am I going to do on this project, in presentation? So for me, it just kind of gave you a moment to step back and get a sense of what it was all about, and remember that, it's through God that we get our strength and our abilities.